Australia's Prime Minister says search crews are faced with a massive task in trying to find missing Flight 370. Speaking during a visit to Beijing Saturday, Tony Abbott warned that signals thought to be from the black box were fading quickly. The search is now in its second month. The crews will continue to track possible signals in the southern Indian Ocean before they shift their focus to the seabed. Every step of the search for Flight 370 has been closely watched around the world. The month-long mission has been filled with hope, setbacks, and a lot of challenges. With crews zeroing in on a smaller section of the Indian Ocean, CCTV's Chenggang spoke to Australian Prime Minister Tony Abbott, whose country is leading the search efforts. He started by asking him just how narrow the search zone really is.
Well, there's a surface search area, and based on what we're picking up in the surface search area, we are narrowing down the undersea area where we believe now with a high level of confidence the black box recorder from MH370 is located. The surface search area is still about 50 kilometres by 40 kilometres, where we're looking for possible debris, where we're dropping sonar buoy patterns. And the object of all of this is to get as much transmission as we can from the fast-fading black box recorder. And when we think we've got everything we can through this means, we will deploy the submersible. By that stage, we hope that we will have narrowed down the search area on the seabed to as little, perhaps, as a square kilometre, but there's still a lot more work to be done, and I don't want anyone to think that we are certain of success, or that success, should it come, is going to happen in the next week or even month. There's a lot of difficulty and a lot of uncertainty left in this. It is the most difficult search in human history, and no one should underestimate the challenges involved in finding wreckage 4.5 kilometres below the surface of the ocean.
What gives you confidence that this is happening? You mentioned many times you're very confident.
Yes, because we have deployed the best possible technology, and we've now had numerous transmissions, including some transmissions of some hours in length. And it's the length of the transmissions, the number of the transmissions, the frequency of the transmissions makes us highly confident that this can only be from the black box recorder from flight MH370.
What happens when the battery completely dies?
When the battery completely dies, we will analyse the transmissions that we've got, finalise what we believe is the underwater search area, and that's when we'll set to with the submersible.
What shall we expect for these submersibles? What state-of-the-art technology will we expect once we start the underwater endeavours?
Well, the submersible will use sonar, first of all, to scour the seabed. Obviously, the sonar images will be minutely and rigorously analysed. We think we can. We think we should be able to find wreckage, should the wreckage be there, through this sonar scanning, and having identified possible wreckage, we'll then use underwater cameras to try to confirm that. In the end, we will only know for sure that we have found MH370 if we get a visual. But again, I don't want anyone to underestimate the difficulty of doing all of this 4,500 metres, 4.5 kilometres below the surface of the ocean, and over 1,000 kilometres from land.
There has been a lot of confusion and even misinformation or wrong information during the entire process. Of course, it's 2020 hindsight, But looking back, why would you say are there some of the reasons that led to so much confusion and misinformation?
A certain amount of confusion was probably inevitable, given the fact that most people are quite rightly surprised that in the modern world something as large and as sophisticated as a jetliner can just disappear. I think all of us were confused, bamboozled by this. But I think everyone has been doing the best they can with the information that we've got. And what I've tried to do, what Australia has tried to do, is be as open and transparent as possible. So as soon as we have information, we release the information, but we release the information with what we think is a suitable warning about its accuracy and reliability. And that's why I'm at pains to stress, even now, when we think we are narrowing the area, closing in, if you like, on things, I still say success is far from certain.
Again, that was Prime Minister Tony Abbott of Australia talking about the search for Malaysia Flight 370.